Hey Wargamers, welcome back to the channel Death from Above Wargaming. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Kevin.
And we are back again with another deep dive unboxing.
Yeah, a big box.
Big box.
A ComStar box.
This is a beaut. It's a ComStar Command Level 2.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be confused with a Level 1.
Right.
Or a Level 3.
And if you're into just sheer quantity, you do get 6 out of this box.
It's true.
It's always
It's true. 6 high quality, fully assembled, but unpainted miniatures. So,
there you go.
Yeah, that's what you get in the box. Guys,
I think the retail price on these is a little bit more though, to account for that extra mech, right?
They're 30, I think. I think the Intersphere ones were 20, Clan are 25. I think these are 30. So they're again $5 a mech. It's not bad. You got King Crab, Highlander, 2 great ones. Mercury, Sentinel, Exterminator. Oh, I love this one. And the Black Knight. This is a good box. This is a great one.
Yeah. This is one I'm tempted to not use for ComStar at all.
I don't think I'm going to use any of them for. I don't have ComStar for us.
I don't either. So I kind of want to build one.
Yeah.
And it's you feel obligated to make a lot of these Star League era mechs your ComStar force, but man,
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I want to use that Highlander elsewhere.
Yeah.
That's it, plain and simple. The rest can go, maybe. King Crab, too, yeah. I don't mind making that a ComStar, but it's so cool. Let's get inside. Let's dig in.
Guys, stay tuned. We are going to dive right in. All right, we're back. Kevin's unboxing. It's Christmas morning.
Would you like to review?
I'll take a quick peek here. We'll see how crazy the names are.
So, this, the ComStar, level 2, not to be confused with a level 1, which I believe is a single mech.
I think it's 3, but I think it's like a demi-lance,
You think?
I don't know. Half of 2 is 1, Kevin, but...
Yeah, but
ways of
that would
ComStar
be logical. ComStar is spiritual. Anyhow.
Very cool. Double-sided, as always.
I've always had a bit of pull towards some of these Star League designs. Some of them are quite nice. So even though they are generally in the fluff restricted to ComStar, I do like incorporating these with my own reasons into other forces.
Well, I think that a lot of these mechs, not all of them, but I think a lot of them were widely available just in their downgraded form, right? Like the King Crab, the Highlander,
or they were
the
refitted with modern day stuff that's just crap.
Right, crap. The Sentinel, I know, ended up in the hands of the Draconis Combine. ComStar gave them a bunch. So my Sentinel,
during the invasion, as
as like a booster.
Right, and the Exterminator, that's one that I've fielded many a times.
Yeah,
I've always loved the look of that one.
Very rare, but really cool. So where do you want to start? I mean, so many good ones.
I'm thinking
I don't
have
all of these.
We'll save the good ones for last.
Okay,
that's the general trend I feel like we followed.
Let's do it. Mercury first.
Got to keep people watching.
Mercury first. So Mercury was in the first time I saw this one was in the TRO 2750.
Wait, that's the Sentinel.
Which was my first TRO that I bought. Actually, one of my buddies bought it for me for my birthday. Very cool.
So tiny.
It's so tiny. It is a 20-tonner. I was going to just pull it up on Sarna here.
It's super fast.
I believe it is. Yes, I believe it's. I think it has mask. Yes, it does. So 172.8 kph with mask. That's crazy. So 1117, I guess. 812, without it. 2 medium lasers, 2 small lasers. Small lasers, I think, are nonsense, but you could definitely, if you're into that sort of thing, swap it out for a single medium, so 3 mediums on it. Blazing fast, not a whole lot of armor, but it's dirt cheap. Kevin, 586 battle value for this. Get you a mech. That's it, 586. You get your own mech.
Just run around and do things with it.
Right, it reminds me of that, what did we look at? The Dasher, right?
The Fire Moth, yeah.
Yeah, the Fire Moth, thank you. Equally cheap, possibly more effective. Maybe not, actually. It's got the 2 ER mediums on it. the Dasher does.
Fire Moth would be more effective, but
maybe you're right.
Probably 5 times the price.
Yeah, no, I mean, the one was cheaper, the A variant, but that only had an SRM4 on it, a Streak 4. Anyway, let's talk about the aesthetics, shall we?
Yeah.
So I absolutely love. Tom and I talked about this. The upturned,
Yeah. It's almost like a humanoid arm. Like it's almost like identical in sculpt and size.
And the cockpit and the whole torso area, I think, are really well done. Love this thing on the back. I don't know what it is. I imagine little drones, like sensor drones, pop out of it.
Some sort of sensor.
Sensor
module.
array. Even the detail down to the lasers in the torso, very cool. Right, just everything about this.
It's got its own very unique look, for sure.
Right, there is no other mech that looks like this. Like, not even close. And it's so tiny. The thing I love about the tiny ones is how detailed they are still.
Yeah.
Right? And the sculpting is pretty good. I mean, there are a couple we looked at where, there's a little flashing that you need to kind of get with the modeling knife or whatever. But largely, these things, I've not seen any serious casting defects, minus the one Jenner. So, which I'll never let it go. But I think this is phenomenal.
Yep.
Phenomenal mech.
Not much else to say about it.
Yeah, not much else to say.
Sentinel. This one, again, I think similarly, very cool design with that one right arm that's very humanoid in look, and then that ginormous barrel. What is that exactly? I'm not even sure.
Ultra 5. Ultra 5. It's got an Ultra 5. I think I know it's got a Streak 2 and maybe a medium laser, maybe a couple lasers. I think it's just one medium, but yeah, I mean. But
that alone makes it almost like something you want to play because it's just such a cool looking gun on a light mech.
Oh, so cool. I mean, look at the muzzle, right? Like,
what's the tonnage on the Sentinel? Is it a 35 or is it's getting up there?
I believe it's a 40 ton, 45
it's
ton.
Medium?
I believe it is. It's not a light. Let me check here for you. Sentinel.
Never played
I before E except after L. So Sentinel, 40 tons. 40 tons. So just breaking into that medium class. Competitive with the Assassin and things like that in terms of tonnage. But
I thought you were saying in gameplay everything's competitive with the Assassin.
Everything. Small. I'm sorry. So it's a small laser UAC 5 and SRM Streak 2. It's only 717 battle value. It's not bad. Doesn't move very fast.
I was going to say, what's the speed on it?
Yeah, it's a 6.9.
With an Ultra AC5?
It's not bad. It's a light hunter. It can get in there. It can mess up some light mechs.
For sure. Make
the blackjack feel a little bit inadequate. I do love this gun barrel. It's absolutely fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
You can just imagine the muzzle flash in this thing. That's just really, really cool. The other thing I said to Tom is I loved how the cockpit is very armored. This looks like a
battle
walker,
machine.
like a battle machine. Yes. Well said. I totally agree with you on that one. So very, very cool.
Right. I feel like I'm playing a game of armored combat.
I like what you did there. Again, you're on fire.
But all in all, this is one of those few that I feel like they vastly upgraded the design.
Incredibly
in a great way.
I totally agree. It looks very different.
Where it's and I think it's just because it comes from that line of I guess it's part of the unseen as well, is it?
No, it's not. It came, I guess, after that. That generation of mechs. But yeah, it's just I don't know. It just never really looked. I mean, especially the Iron One sculpt. It was. Needed some love, Kevin.
Sure.
Needed some love.
Too many smooth lines.
Now it looks fantastic. And if you need cheap,
makes me want to play it.
Yeah, cheap 40 tonners or whatever. This is not bad. This is not a bad mech.
Does that one even have a, what do we ever call it? Lesser degraded tech, Succession War tech?
Oh yeah.
Variant. Was it an AC5 or something?
Let's take a look here. The Sentinel 1S was the original downgraded Succession model, 3K. Ultra AC and Streak have been downgraded to standard variety. Speed stays the same, but it gets an extra ton of autocannon reloads and an extra half ton of armor. So there's that, and then
later
AC5,
it's a pretty good light hunter.
Mm-hmm. And then there's the ill clan type stuff. So there's the 6S, which gets a clan spec XL engine and XL gyro. It gets clan grade ER medium laser, and of course 2 Thunderbolt 5 launchers. Very cool.
Right.
Case 5, and still keeps the AC5, the UAC5. That's what I want to be playing. That's only 1,000 BV. Love it. Love it. Fantastic mech. So.
I think we're going to go into the Crusader next.
The Black Knight.
The Black Knight, yeah.
Same. Crusader, Knight. Templar, Black Knight. Are they really different, Kevin?
No. Look at that.
It's so big. I still can't get over how big it is. I know I talk about it.
It's the PPC on the arm, right?
Yeah, dude. It's
and then
crazy.
It's got, 2 large, various mediums. It's got all sorts. It's just lasers.
The ComStar variant has a Beagle Active Probe, I think, and maybe an ER PPC, but otherwise is the same. I think it has double heat sinks too, whereas the downgraded one only has singles.
Does one of them have ECM?
So a MechWarrior 4 could carry ECM. I don't know if there's any variants out there that can carry ECM. I can certainly check on the old phone here.
This is another one though that I find it's very unique in that this one was almost like 100% humanoid.
Yeah. Well, it looks like a Black Knight.
Yeah.
12. I don't see one with ECM. There's ones with targeting computers. That must suck to be on the receiving end of that.
But either way, this is one where I don't believe you can really use any of the lasers all at once. It's so much heat.
I don't know, dude. I think the main one has 40 heat sinks, right? There's 20 double heat sinks. Maybe I'm wrong.
Wow.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm sure it still runs hot, but it's probably enough to fire a lot at once.
Yeah. Either way. Beautiful mech.
Yeah.
The one thing...
PPC it's huge.
It's big.
Might be one of the biggest barrels outside of what
and we were just talking about in the last one how well the weapons were scaled. I mean, this one feels extra big, but you could make the argument that maybe it has integrated heat sinks, or it's the ER variety.
I think this is one when I paint it up, it might get a little extra flair and detail, like the checker or something very medieval and knightly looking.
It's some heraldry. Yeah. Well, I do happen to have a really old. This is not a Polygon Masterworks. This was I think this is an eBay special.
But it's based on the.
It's based on the MWO one, and it's just
no, it doesn't even compare.
Will you be my friend? Just get out of here. This one is so imposing, right? And I love the other thing I love about this is the way the head is sort of aimed down.
It's jousting.
That's ready to joust. It's ready to joust. Beautiful mech. All right, what else? What else we got?
One of my favorites. Exterminator.
Good God.
I think I first fell in love with this guy just reading the fluff around it and how I don't think the ComStar variant had it, but it certainly at some point it had the stealth armor technology.
Sure. Yeah.
Both the chameleon, I don't know, whatever the heck that was called.
The mimetic armor or whatever. Right. Yeah, there was just stealth armor, all sorts of stuff, yeah.
I think I even ran it once.
Well, in the RPG you were GMing.
Yeah.
Remember the Capellans Capellans are always bad guys. We were basically trying to figure out it was Succession Wars era, and we were trying to figure out what the Capellans were up to, and they were building stealth armor, remember that?
Yep.
And then they had the boss fight was this dude
stealthing up.
That was a good campaign. That was great.
But I've always loved the design on this one. It's got that. I just love how that continuous cockpit just kind of comes down the middle,
and then it just keeps the design keeps going, right. Love the upper the thigh detail. Yeah. That must not have been easy to sculpt and sort of cast.
Mold.
Yeah, mold, right? But it really really cool.
Yeah, that. And there's one thing I don't recall. I mean, I don't know if this is how that plays in, but that little shoulder turret mount. I don't recall that having it.
That is an AMS system, I believe.
Oh.
I believe that is the anti-missile system.
It's almost like a laser AMS.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I think it's just a standard one, but
Sure,
you know,
but
it
that's what I
just
mean.
probably shoots flak.
But I think on the original design, it was just sort of like sunken into
Yeah.
the chest or whatever.
I kind of like how they're on a turret. Like you can imagine
Yeah,
missiles are
I
swarming.
think
It's
that's
like
much cooler. Yeah, like a fully like
reminds me of
gimbal like turret like.
what's that show? The Expanse.
Yeah,
When
I
the
know exactly what you're
torpedoes
talking
come
about.
in and he's like, great show if you haven't seen it.
That's exactly how I picture in real life, like an AMS system.
Absolutely,
working.
yeah, totally, totally. So anyway, this thing is cool.
Yeah.
Like the pose.
And all the ports in the back, because this thing does jump reasonably well.
It's a 696, right?
Yeah. Fast, great jump. It's expensive, so it's a great. It doesn't hold up well in like a heavy lance, but it's one of those ones that can just like single-handedly like murder that striker lance that we reviewed.
Very cool. This thing has all sorts of great variants. Beautiful design. Beautiful design.
It always has like experimental tech, which always made it to like a cool one to me.
I agree. Now we've got two good ones: Highlander and King Crab. Kevin, do you even know which one you're gonna pick?
I wanted to save it for last, but I can't because the one we're saving for last just has so much cool about it. This is one that I am, I have to say, for some reason, a little not impressed with.
Yeah, I felt the same way about it. I'm not gonna lie.
Highlander is probably one of my all-time favorite assaults.
Yeah,
I've always loved it just because it was that one assault that had like from the classic set of mechs, like the jump jets.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, our namesake, right? It had the classic DFA move. What I do like about this one, though, is that Gauss on the right arm, which I believe is the original Star League variant, had the Gauss, right?
Right, and it's got like
and it has, rather than like a more laser or cannon look, it's got that just very sci-fi barrel that like that just yells like
Gauss. And even it's got like it looks like it's got the like a power capacitor, or like the generator, right?
Some sort of magnetic device.
Yeah, that spins up,
So that's cool. I think the right arm sells it, but
you know what kills me is that the back almost is more detailed than the front.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, and I this was another one like the generator that bothered me a little bit, but like. Yeah, if you look at the knee plates, there's nothing there, just flat.
And I think that's maybe what it is.
Plates,
it used to have like a cool knee plate. Even the shoulders had like let's.
Speaking of which, so here's the Ironwind medal. Now this is probably outside of the like OG Battlemaster. This is probably one of my most favorite Ironwind sculpts.
Because
this was
on par with.
It's actually scaled correctly, right? It looks good. It's got the right level of detail, but to your point, right? Like check out the knee plates on the Ironwind one versus this one. I mean, I give the point to the Ironwind one, like the hip, versus the hip. Give one, point to the Ironwind one. Gauss barrel definitely better on this new one.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, I think even just the way the torso kind of protrudes is better on this one as well. I
think I like the head better on the new one. I think that the cockpit looks like you can actually see out it, where the old one was like very hooded.
But then I'm looking at the artwork, and what it's missing is all the antennas, right? Like, see, so it's got the great artwork on the diorama on the inside of the box, and it's got all the antenna and like the sort of the
even a bigger hood.
Yeah. So I don't hate it by any means,
for sure.
But I wasn't blown away by it.
Yeah.
I wasn't blown away by it. I think the LRM-20 is pretty slick. I think
But I think all in all, an upgrade for sure. Just was looking for just a little bit more.
Agreed. Yeah, I think
maybe in the knee plates. It all comes down to those darn knee plates.
Yeah, might have to mod them a little bit, Kevin.
I do like the shoulder plates though. Those seem to be new, like the on top, like the pauldrons.
Yeah, these. Oh, this.
Oh, above them, like next to the head.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that is pretty cool. Huh. Intriguing.
Yeah. But it's got meaty, girthy legs. It's definitely gonna crush something in its future.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It is a very cool.
I think the way that they structured the jump jets on the old one was just kind of like, it looked like that was designed to, throw 90 some tons in the air.
Yeah.
Where like the newer ones are just kind of like,
Yeah, they're very tiny. Yeah, absolutely. So, that's the Highlander.
Yeah. Now,
Now the king crab, Kevin.
This thing is just absurd.
Tell
Look
us.
Look at this. Look at those hands.
Hands, claws.
I mean, it's everything you want in a king crab.
Yeah. Very,
I like that it's, even though it's huge, it's very squat.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And those, like, the pincers...
I love
the AC-20s in them just look so menacing.
I love the antenna. I love the barrel, the laser barrel, and the LRM-15, the way it's sort of integrated into the body.
Mm-hmm.
I love the cockpit. They sort of retain that MechWarrior Online style, like...
Looks like a whole team of people are
just
in
like,
it, you know?
furiously,
yeah.
It's like a Titan from 40K. There's all these dudes in there trying to drive this thing. Yeah, and again, the claws are really good. I think they're true to form. You know, there's extra detail in the gun barrel, right? It's not just a hole, right? There's like a recess and a lip. It's very cool. The actuators, like the dual piston, very neat. Yeah, so overall, I'm pretty happy with this model. Now, one of my favorite Polygon models is the King Crab.
Yeah. It's a monster.
It's monstrous. So the new King Crab is a little smaller. The new Wave 2 King Crab. I don't know. I mean,
and maybe it's in the pose. I don't know. Well, I guess it's certainly smaller. But I was thinking too that it might just be in more of a squat, more knee bent. But it's certainly smaller.
Well, I think what's interesting is like if you look where the hips are, right? Like
it doesn't have as much of a waist, so to speak.
Yeah, the Polygon one, right? The MechWarrior Online type sculpt has much more of a waist that kind of puts it up a little bit higher. Which does make it a little bit more menacing. Is it too big? Maybe. I don't know. I think they're both great sculpts, though, for sure. The one thing I do love about the new one is, again, the antenna. That's a sweet touch. It's just very cool. And some of the detail on the legs.
Yeah, and I think on the head, the cockpit, the very large panel with those deep creases in it just kind of make it, that'll really come out nicely in painting.
I agree. Yeah, you don't get that on the MechWarrior Online sculpt as much with the recessed plating as you do on this one. So I definitely think that's a cool touch.
And one of the pincers is open. A little.
Yeah, it is cool.
It's a nice touch as well.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, cool. Very cool, man. So this is the command level 2, right? The command level 2, is that the one we're looking at? The ComStar command level 2. It's the one.
Yep. This is one that I don't know that you really would want to field as a cohesive level 2 or even a lance in any combination of 4.
No, I don't.
But I think they all make great additions piecemeal to various forces.
Yeah, agreed on that. Yeah, and I think this is definitely like for more, as not for new players, I guess. A lot of these mechs are more complicated to use effectively. I mean, I guess you've got a lot of beam weapons, like you can run this like the 3025 Black Knight and the 3025 Mercury, or like whatever, and they're pretty standard. But, I think like the Highlander, you've got like every type of weapon under the sun on that. Some of these might be a little bit harder to use for new players, but largely, once you get a few games under the belt, go for it. And if your buddy tells you that they want to play in the city, definitely buy it and field the King Crab.
Yeah.
But yeah, very cool. Very cool. Very excited about the ComStar forces. I think they're a really nice touch, and again the battle level 2 also very cool. Lots of cool mechs in there. We'll take a look at that down the road.
All right.
But for now, guys, I think we're wrapping up. Kevin, any closing thoughts on ComStar?
You always ask me for closing thoughts. I'm not a closer guy.
You're not a closer.
I'm an opener.
Opening pitcher.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm a mid-inning reliever.
That's got to be the best job. I mean, you sit on the bench probably most of your career just chilling. Or just hanging on the fence. They're always hanging on the fence like chewing tobacco. I could call it in maybe not. Couple innings,
Don't need to close. Don't
pressure.
need to get the win.
It's like, just don't mess up.
Yeah, just don't blow a save.
Just don't mess up. And then you still got to pay tons of money. Crazy.
With the wrong calling.
Yeah, I know.
Too bad I can't pitch.
Yeah, too bad. Too bad I can only throw at 65 miles an hour.
Too bad I only speak in metaphors.
All right, so guys, if you want to help out the channel, please subscribe. If you want to help us out more or get more involved with the DFA community, you can head on over to Patreon. We have 3 tiers, $1, $5, $10. They all get you different things. But the $1 tier pretty much is helping us out, and you get access to the Destiny beta that we've been working on, which is based on the MechWarrior Destiny role-playing game. Fantastic new product from Catalyst. I guess it's been out for, what, half a year now? 5 months, 4 months?
I guess it came out right during the Kickstarter announcement, right?
Yeah, something like that.
They started the beta then, because that's when
yeah, that was when the beta came out. So anyway, it's been out for a while. It has a really cool combat system that we've converted with Alpha Strike for the tabletop.
Yeah, it's a good middle ground between Alpha Strike and
Classic.
Total Warfare Classic.
Right, which is in the Game of Armored Combat, primarily that rule set. Anyway, so that's over on Patreon. If you want to buy these minis or buy Game of Armored Combat, buy dice, buy anything BattleTech related, head on over to Aries Games and Minis. Link is right below. Derek's awesome, fantastic prices, fast shipping, stuff comes right out. And a lot of this stuff will be in stock very soon. I think in the next month or so, I would imagine this stuff will be in stock. At least they'll be restocking the Game of Armored Combat, maybe some of the Wave 1 stuff too. I have a suspicion it'll go quick.
I think it will.
You buying any Wave 1 stuff too when that comes back, when it hits the shelves again?
I don't know if I can.
I don't know. I feel like I'm running out of space.
I just don't think I'll ever get to it.
Right. I have so much painting to do.
It was such an achievement to get done Wave 1, and then you realize you're going to have
so much.
Almost twice as much in Wave 2, and now I'm just
so much stuff.
It's a great time to find a hobby.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, that said, that's all I got. So, guys, thanks so much for watching. Of course, stay tuned. We'll be dropping more of these deep dive videos. Obviously, lots of boxes to get through. But stay tuned for that. And, of course, always great stuff coming from Death from Above Wargaming. And have a great night.